Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Do you love interactive cards? Well, I have a cute and fun one to share with you today. So stick around as I assemble this darling hedgehog card with a slide out sentiment surprise. I am featuring the cute A Hedgy Hello stamp set from Unity Stamp Company. I have him stamped on some Nina Solar White cardstock using some Gina K amalgam ink. And then I just colored him with Copic markers. I will have the list of those markers on my blog if you're interested in those. Once I was done, I took a ruler and I'm just going to draw a pencil line and then take my scissors and fussy cut him out. Kind of want to have a cutaway effect, but have him grounded at the bottom. So the pencil line gives me a guide, and then I just fussy cut around the little guy. It was pretty easy to cut around. I'm just making sure that my line is fairly straight, and then I did leave a white border around the little hedgehog and then erased any pencil marks that might be left over. Next, let's work on our ink blended background. I decided to do almost like a rainbow of clouds. I grabbed the Cloud and Wave stencil from Unity and then 3 colors of Distress inks. The top one is Stormy Sky, and now I'm working on Wilted Violet, and then at the bottom I'll use Worn Lipstick. What's fun about this four-sided stencil is that you can flip it over and get different shapes of clouds. So I am wiping off my ink in between each flip and each color because I don't want it to transfer onto my background. I want to make sure that that stencil's clean every time I add some ink blending. Now I was just checking the placement of my little hedgehog, and I want one more row of clouds to make sure it goes all the way down behind him. So I'll finish off with this last line of worn lipstick, and then we will call our clouds done. I'm using the Scallops and Rectangles die set from Unity Stamp Company. I'm using the largest die to die cut that background, and then I'm also going to die cut the bottom of my hedgehog so that panel will match up perfectly with the clouds panel. Great, and so now we have all our pieces and we're ready to work on our interactive sentiment. This is the scalloped and stitch sentiment dies. This will help us create our sliding mechanism. So I grabbed a small one that would fit behind the hedgehog and then also one to die cut my sentiment. So I'm just placing down the small one so it fits behind the hedgehog and just making sure it's in a good place. And then I'll tape that down and run it through my die cut machine, and that will create our slider hole for the sentiment. I just want to make sure it's not going to move, so I tape that down really well, and then we have our cutout hole. Now we just have to figure out where we want to put our foam so the sentiment will slide and fit also behind the hedgehog. So that's what I did there. I pulled the sentiment all the way out, kind of placed it behind the hedgehog to make sure we could see the sentiment once I pull it out. And then I tacked down that small piece of foam behind the sentiment. And make sure you leave the backing because you want it to slide within that hole. Now I'm going to pop up my panel before I continue. I added foam adhesive all the way around that hole in the background, and then we want to pop it up. This again will help that sentiment slide within that die cut hole. So I'm just going to center this on my card, and then I want to make sure that sentiment is the same height as my hedgehog. So I am going to remove the backing and then add one more layer of foam tape on top, but leave that backing. We want to make sure that it slides and it doesn't, stick to the bottom of the card. So perfect. I'm liking that so far. And now I just need like a pull tab for one end. So I grabbed some ribbon and stapled that to the end of the sentiment where I want the person to pull out. And then we're just going to finish off applying the top of the card. I put foam tape around that hole to act as bumpers. It'll keep it kind of in line so it won't slide out, and then it has something to stop it so it doesn't slide all the way through. Added some more foam tape to the hedgehog and then just make sure that's all secure. And then now our fun little sentiment slides right on out. And here is the finished card with our fun interactive sentiment with a little hello, and the cute little rainbow background of clouds will surely brighten somebody's day. All the supplies will be linked in the description of this video or on my dollhouse-designs.com blog. If you have any questions or a sweet comment, post below. Thank you so much for creating with me. Be sure to like and subscribe to catch all my video tutorials, and I hope you were inspired. I'll see you again soon. Bye.